Hi YouTube, it's Michelle Nicole back again. So as I said in the previous video, I am starting the home buying process, and a couple friends of mine have gone through this program, and I've watched, since they told me about it, let me just say, I have watched a million, it seems like anyway, YouTube videos about people going through this program. And so I figured, well, you know what, when I start the program, I am going to do the same so that I can share my experience in the South Carolina area, because a lot of the videos I watch are in other places, Atlanta and stuff like that. So to be able to help folks in South Carolina, I figured I would share my experience. So the program I am talking about is NACA. If you're not familiar with NACA, you can Google it, but basically, and NACA is NACA. It is a nonprofit, and basically they assist with low to moderate income families wanting to buy a home. They pay your closing costs. They have the best interest rate out of all of, any type of mortgage company you can get. They partner with Bank of America for home loans. So, of course, Bank of America is very reputable. Just a lot of great features to them. The drawback from what I have researched is just the time. It's a process. It is going to be a journey. And depending on your situation anyway, your financial situation, your credit, your history, all that stuff. They do not base it off of your credit score. However, they are interested in seeing your payment history. Of course, they want to know that if they give you $100,000 for a home, that you're going to pay them back their money, just like any other lender would. So they're looking to see that you can actually, A, afford what you want in a home, and B, that you have enough fiscal responsibility to pay your mortgage if and when you get a home. So I went to the workshop today. I actually kind of put it off for a while because going through the divorce and everything, I wasn't sure how that would work out, but I just decided to go ahead and go to the workshop and, just absorb the information and then go from there. So the way the process works, and again, if you're interested, please go to the website. I do not work for NACA. I can share my experience and only my experience. You can also Google and watch some other folks' videos. There are so many people have gone through the program and have documented their experience and are in their homes now, beautiful homes. And so you can Google that on YouTube and watch their videos as well. But they have inspired me to want to share my story and also to give NACA a chance. To be transparent, going through a divorce, my credit, of course, took a hit because I had to rent an apartment. I had to get electricity in my name. I've had to get, just everything, furniture. So, of course, I've taken on more credit card debt and things like that to be able to afford a home for me and my son. So, that part. And then, I had a high car payment because I drive a luxury vehicle, which I'm thinking about kind of tweaking that and downgrading my vehicle or something like that. So I don't know. But so I'm really, really, really like just starting the home buying process. I am by no means like ready to jump out there and buy a house today. But I have 9 months left on my lease. So my hope and prayer is that I would move from this apartment into the home for me and my son. with NACA, they do, like I said, pay your closing costs and your appraisal fees and all that good stuff. But you do need to have some money saved up in order to start the program. What they said is anywhere from like $2,500 to $3,500 you should have saved up, and that goes towards your earnest money, your home inspection, other fees that come along with buying a home, just to have in your account to make sure that the process moves smoothly. But overall, it seems like a fairly easy process. Of course, because all of the great benefits this program offers, everybody and their mama wants to take advantage of it. So that, of course, adds more time, I guess, to the time that it'll take, because they only have a certain number of mortgage counselors and underwriters and all of that on their team. So when you have 2,000 people trying to be seen by 7 people, of course, it's going to take more time. So I am just going to work diligently to do my part and to stay the course and to reap the benefits of the program. And I will I'll just update y'all. So the next step after going to the intake session, which I did this morning, is to upload all the documents necessary for the mortgage counselor, and then you schedule a meeting with your mortgage counselor. And well, let me go back. If you already have your $2,500 to $3,500, you haven't had any late fees or anything like in collections or anything like that, you've got 2 years at your current job, and you've got all of the necessary things, and you could have signed up today to meet with a mortgage counselor and to start your process. Of course, I don't have $2,500 to $3,500 right now, but I did ask if it can be gifted, and it can be gifted. So if you've got generous family or friends and you feel like you're otherwise, other than the money, you're ready to roll, then maybe that's the way to go. Maybe, get a loan from them, or maybe they can gift it to you. They did say that if you get it gifted or if you get a loan for the money, or however you want to do it from family, that you need to get a letter from them saying that this is gifted. They're very strict on cash. So they want to know like any just random cash deposits and stuff like that, where it came from. So you want to make sure you get that documentation. But so yeah, it can be gifted. So if any of y'all want to get, no, I'm just playing. But that is exciting. So my plan, just to be real frank with y'all, this is what I'm planning to do. So it's November. I am going to push off until March, because my lease isn't up until July. And even if I need to extend my lease and go month to month or something like that, I'm fine with doing that or whatever. That's cool. But I'm going to file my taxes. The money I get from filing my taxes is going to be my minimum required funds. So then I'm ready to move forward. And so that would be like February, March, when you get your tax money back. While I'm doing that, if you, I guess I need to talk about payment shock too in this video. Payment shock is basically where money that you need to show NACA that you can put aside in order to pay a higher mortgage than what you may currently be paying in rent. For example, if I am renting this apartment for $1,200 a month and I want my mortgage to be $1,500 a month, which I would never want that, then I have to put away $300 a month through the entirety of the time I'm going through the NACA process in order to show that I can afford the $500 a month in mortgage payments, or the PITI, which is your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So that is what they call payment shock. So in addition to the $3,500 or $2,500 that you save, you also want to save the payment shock if that is your situation where you want a higher rate. If your rent's only $500 and you want $1,000 and you need to be putting away $500 a month, that needs to happen. However, for me, because I am paying so much in rent right now, I do not want my mortgage to be as high as my rent, obviously. So technically, I don't have a payment shock. However, and I didn't get clarification on this, I should have. I believe she said that they still want to see you putting away $200 a month. And that can be used to buy down your interest rate. I'm going to double check on that though, just to get clarification. So don't hold me to that. When I go to the mortgage counseling appointment, I will come back and I'll make sure that I share the clarification on that. But this is what I'm thinking. So like I said, I'm going to use my tax return money for my minimum required funds. Then I want a new build, right? I went to, and I got a bump coming in. Sorry, y'all. Easily distracted. I went and looked at a new community that's a new build, and they are doing $10,000 towards your closing costs. Anyway, well, let me not say $10,000. The house that I looked at was $10,000 towards your closing costs. They have some that's $2,000, some that's $5,000, but they're giving a percentage towards your closing costs. Okay, so since I know that they're willing to go up to $10,000, I'm finagle that to make sure I can get as close to that as possible, right? And I'm gonna make sure that I can use that towards my buy down before signing, going with them. I know some of the other builders do allow you to use it towards your buy down. So I want to make sure that I can do that as well. So yeah, that's my plan. My plan is to put away the $200 a month, obviously, for the buy down, because I don't have a payment shock. However, I also am going to use the money that I get from my tax return, which I know will be in the, the $2,500 to $3,500 that I need for the minimum required funds, just to make sure I cover my bases. So even if I don't need the $200, cool, that's $200 for decorations or whatever. And then I'm going to make sure with the builder that money can be used towards the buy down. So when I do get to March or February, whenever I get my tax money back, last couple of years it's been February, then I'm ready to go ahead and get NACA qualified. I'm ready to go to underwriting, and I'm ready to just, keep moving. So the other thing that I want to share, because people have always been kind of vague in their videos about, like, their financial situation, and I get why people are vague, but I really don't care. Y'all don't really know me like that, so I don't really care to say how much I make. Plus, I work for a nonprofit, so technically you could look up how much I make there. But so I make a little over $60,000 a year. The cap for, I don't know that there's like a cap per se for NACA, but to be considered a priority member, you have to make less than $67,800, and that's for the household. So with the priority membership, you can look for a home anywhere. If you make more than the $67,800, then you are limited to certain areas that have been, kind of defined for your tier, I guess is the word for it. So since I make less than the $67,800, then I would be considered a priority member. So I can look for a home anywhere without limitation on where I can look. So that's good. But I just want to be transparent because, when you're really thinking about doing something seriously, like, all the information you can get from somebody else is so important. And some of my friends, like I said, have gone through it. One is in her home now. One is still kind of in the process. they've been transparent with me about what they've got, how they got it and everything. And so I want to share that with other people. So yeah, I make a little over $60,000 a year. I have minimal debt. I actually paid off a lot of my stuff, but my credit score is still kind of low because I have a large amount of student loan debt, a large amount of student loan debt due to graduate school that I didn't even finish, y'all. I'm gonna finish it though. I'm gonna finish graduate school at some point in my life. Yeah, so that affects my credit score. But even if I had like a perfect credit score, I would still try the NACA program because the interest rate is so much better. And then there's no PMI. PMI is private mortgage insurance. So if you don't have the 20% to put down on your mortgage, you have to pay primary private mortgage insurance. That can be, depending on how much the home you're buying is, that could be another $150 on top of your mortgage payment. So if you want a $200,000 house and your mortgage payment is going to be like $800-900, and then you add in your insurance, your taxes, and what's the other thing? I can't even think of it. And and then the HOA and all of that, maybe your mortgage payment is, let's say it's $800, and then you add in all that, then it goes to $1,100. But then you add in private mortgage insurance, then it jumps up to almost $1,400. So to avoid paying that is worth going through the NACA program. Of course, I'm not going to be in a home tomorrow, but that's cool because like I said, I've got 9 months left on my lease. I'm not going anywhere anyway. So why not ride the wave? Even if it takes me a year to get in the house, then I have to extend my lease a couple months, but it's worth the investment of the time on the front end to save the money on the back end. So yeah, that's the rundown on me. Not so great credit, a little over $60,000 a year. And I'm just going to go through the NACA program. Oh, I'm going to use my tax money to have my minimum required funds, put away the $200 a month just as a backup because I did not get clarification on that, and that's my fault. But people were asking so many questions. After a while, you're like, I ain't even going to ask nothing else because I'm tired of listening to other people ask stuff, so I'm not even going to ask. And you'll get a book. So I'm going to read through my book, and I'm going to make sure of that. But if anyone watching this video has gone through the NACA program and you know the answer to that, feel free to please let me know down below. And I am going through the NACA program in South Carolina, which I said at the beginning of the video. So I have not seen anybody else share their experience in South Carolina yet. So if you are watching this and you are going through the NACA program or have gone through it in South Carolina, I would love to hear your experience or any feedback you may have. And also, the workshop was good. Like, it's from 10 to 2, but we were out of there way before then. It was before 1 o'clock. So, and I'm not saying every one of you will be like that. It depends on how many questions people ask and all of that, but they fly through the information. They cover everything. They make sure that, you're well informed. So give it a chance. It doesn't hurt to go through the workshop. It doesn't cost you anything to go through the workshop. Go listen, learn, get the book, and see if it's something that you can do. I get the feeling that anybody can do it. It's a matter of, are you patient and willing to go through the challenges that may come up with it and stay the course to get through it. And I ain't got nothing else to do. The alternative is what? To pay rent or to get a regular loan and pay more. Not gonna do that. So thank y'all so much. I'll keep you posted on this process. See ya.